welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello, my name is Megan. I do budget videos here on my channel, and my husband and I are currently paying off our debt, so we're on baby step number 2 if you follow Dave Ramsey. So today I'm going to show you a full walkthrough of my monthly budget for May, and then I'm going to go with you through our May monthly budget. So first of all, here we have a May 2020 calendar from printacalendar.com. Super easy to go on there and print off. So what I do here is I do a full monthly view of my bills so I can keep track of that. I have a second one here because I'm going to track my no spend days. So that is, if you have a no spend day, then you color it in. If you have a spend day, then you write it in that box. I do not count bills into the spending. It is just my expenses such as groceries, gas, allowance, that kind of thing. Next off, we are going into my budget sheets. These are on my Etsy shop called BudgetQueenShop. I have a ton of budget sheets. I have it in the Happy Planner size and just regular size. They're PDF printables, so you just, I think it's like $1.87, and what you do is you get it as a PDF and then you just print it off really easily. I printed off all these sheets in a couple minutes at my house, so really easy. So I have my daily spending tracker here. Then it goes into my weekly spending tracker. This is just so you can keep up with all your spending and whatnot. Each step, by the way, makes it easier for the next step. So if you're doing your daily spending tracker, it'll be easy to do your weekly tracker, which will be easy to track on your bi-weekly budget, which will make your monthly budget like super simple. These steps make it so that when I do my budget, it takes me like maybe 10 minutes to just go through everything and get all the numbers. So this page is for bi-weekly budget number 1, bi-weekly budget number 2, and then we have my monthly budget. I do also have a sinking funds and savings tracker such as this, but right now I'm just keeping track of it on just a savings tracker. Where did it go? I don't have a separate thing for it. So here it is. I just have a daily spending tracker. It just says savings here, and then this way it's easy for me to track my savings that way. But I am going to switch that method to this method. I just wanted to write down my savings super quick, so I didn't have time to go in with this page, but I am going to do this page for the May's budget. So first off, what we're going to do here is do our May calendar, which I'm going to write all my paydays down, and then I'm going to write all the bills down and then color code them just with pencil crayons, just so I can see what income is going to pay what bills. Okay, so I zoomed you guys in here, and let's just get started. I will talk through the whole thing. So here we go. My husband gets paid on the 1st. So I'm going to write that here, and just I'm going to bubble it here so it's really easy to see so you don't really miss it. He gets paid here. He gets paid every bi-weekly Friday, and as of right now, my husband was off of work because of the COVID-19 crisis, and then he went back to work for 3 days after a week and a half, and now he's off for another week, and then he goes back to work. So like super confusing, but yeah, I don't know. He's not really, I don't know what paydays are gonna look like. He should be back on the 4th, but we did get some money from the government, which will be right here. And I have written that into the budget so it reflects less money. My child tax benefit is here. If you're new to my channel, I do have 2 children, and in the province of British Columbia in Canada, we get paid a certain amount for each child. So that is called a child tax benefit. So I get that on the 20th of every month. And sorry if you can hear my husband, he's playing with our daughter in the living room and they're being quite loud, so that's all right. So I get paid on the 12th. I'm just gonna put Megan, and there. There we go. And then I also get, my husband gets paid on the 29th as well, but that's going to be for June's budget because I don't want to budget another paycheck and then have 2 weeks of spending like for groceries and stuff. So the 29th will be June's budget. So I get paid here as well. I get paid so small that we don't take any of our expenses out of my paycheck. It's just for bills and stuff. So that's why like my husband's is the bulk of our spending for our expenses and whatnot. So mine just cover bills. So it's okay for me to plan this paycheck into that monthly budget of May. Okay, next comes the bills. So on every Friday, I pay the Jeep insurance, or not the Jeep insurance, the Jeep. So that is $267.33 bi-weekly. And I also put $500 every bi-weekly budget to rent. Oh man, my handwriting is not good. Jeep, $267.33, and rent is $500. Okay, Jeep insurance is on the 5th. Sorry, I'm going to be bouncing around. I just have my list and I'm just going to go off the list so I don't miss anything. Jeep insurance is $168.07. This was a little higher than I thought it was. I thought it was $167.80 or something. So yeah, I thought I was just a little bit off before. So Wi-Fi is on the 8th. Wi-Fi, and that is $85.80. And then cell phones is on the 25th. Cell phones and $207.20. And yes, I know that's a very high phone bill. In the small town that we live in, we have like only a couple providers that have good cell reception, and the other ones are just super crappy in the valley that I live in. So I know I'm paying a lot for that. I'm stuck in this contract until September, and then in September my husband and I are going to look for cheaper plans. So don't worry about the ridiculous cell phone plan. I am locked in, so I cannot change it until September. So gas is on the 16th. Gas, and that is $36. This is for my house, by the way. Electrical is on the 6th. Electric, $135. In BC with the COVID as well, we are allowed to defer our bills, but I just don't want to have a monthly payment plan for the next year after to pay it back when I do have the money in savings. My husband and I have about almost $3,000 in savings right now, just because we've been pausing our debt snowball and we've just been saving as much money as we can. So we have about $3,000 in our savings account right now. So if anything were to come short on our month of May, we have that savings to fall back on as well. So iTunes, I have iTunes here. This one is for myself, and then my husband's is around the 4th. iTunes, $135. And then bank fees is on the 30th, 31st for this month. Yes, we pay bank fees. My husband and I do not like the credit union in our town. We've also been banking with CIBC since I moved here about 3 years ago. So we have a long history, plus we have 3 credit cards in that bank account, or in that bank. And then also when we go for a mortgage, we just feel like it'll be easier with all of our history and our credit cards being at that bank, to be easier to get, just to talk about a mortgage with them. I might be completely wrong, but that's why we just haven't switched to a bank fee free bank. So and actually all the other banks in the town that I am from have bank fees, except for I think maybe the credit union doesn't have it, but we don't want to switch to the credit union. My husband has had bad experiences with it, and he banked there before and didn't like it. So we are going to pay bank fees, but as soon as this COVID-19 stuff is over, we're going to go in, we're going to get a joint account, and that way our bank fees will only be $14.95 and we share an account. So right now we are paying $29.90 because we have the 2 accounts at $14.95 per month. My credit card, I do put our debts down, obviously, because we need to keep track of when they are coming out of our account. So I'm putting $200 on every credit card. We have 3 credit cards right now. So just to pay it off a little bit more, I want to make sure that I'm making the minimum payment plus the interest payments, because it just, if you don't do the interest, your payment or your total balance goes up, and I don't want it to go up. So I just pay quite a bit just to do that. So $200 for my US credit card on the 31st. So now that is over, what I'm going to do is I'm going to color like a 3-year-old and have a lot of fun. So what I do is I just pick a color. I like to go in rainbow color order and just color in, oh my God, I can hear my daughter screaming at her dad in the background. They are playing in the living room like crazies. Anyways, my husband gets paid here. So in this paycheck, we have to pay the Jeep, the rent, the iTunes, the Jeep insurance, and this doesn't have to be pretty, like it's just super quick. It's just so you get a visual, right? So for this paycheck that has no bills, I'm going to probably roll this money either into the next biweekly budget or into savings. So on this paycheck, Jeep insurance, or Jeep, sorry, I keep saying Jeep insurance, gas, rent, and my credit card, and then child tax benefit. We do save a lot of money throughout the month for our kids. Please don't worry that I'm spending this child tax benefit on bills, because they are a lot more than just, this is just a lot more than bills. So it pays my husband's credit card, cell phones, and iTunes. And then for my paycheck is, oh, this is hard, bank fees and US credit card. So now you can kind of see that the top portion of my May budget is going to be bill heavy. This is just a good visual and breakdown so you know like where your money is going to sit. Like we will be a little tighter on the first half rather than the second half, but these bills are also a lot more expensive than these ones. So you just gotta, you know, be aware of what you're doing with your budget and whatnot. Okay, I have the monthly budget here. Sorry if it's not as zoomed in as you guys like. I like to be able to reference this page as well for the bill portion. So after I'm done the bill portion, I will just zoom in into the monthly budget here. So this month is May. This is from the 1st to the 28th. I like to have the income here at the very top. Also, these are my blank sheets. I do have the sheets that are already pre-filled in with the titles, but I like the blank one better, so you can just fill them in with whatever titles that you want. So income is hubby, myself, so Megan, and then I have child tax benefit. So my husband, I am thinking with all the stuff that he's doing with this COVID and the layoff, I want to budget $2,000. We already have that $2,000 from the government in our account, and he worked those 3 days, so I think he'll get a little bit more than $2,000. But I want to do the smallest amount that we'll be receiving. And then for my income, I'm on maternity leave. I have 1 month left because my daughter is 11 months old tomorrow. So I get paid $586 every 2 weeks. So I get $1,172 every month. And then for our child tax benefit, we get $749.13. And I've actually heard that in the month of May, our child tax benefit will be going up because of the COVID. It's just helping relieve families of grocery bills and stuff with layoffs and whatnot. So I don't know if that is true. I'm going to keep you guys updated on bi-weekly budgets and whatnot. I'm going to post a lot more on my YouTube channel, so you guys will see as well if this goes up or if it stays the same. So just under $4,000 for this month to work with. Bills, so we have the rent. I pay that twice a month, so I'm not going to add a date here. It is $1,000. And I also applied for rental subsidy from the government as well, just because my husband is off and it would help us greatly. So we'll see if I get approved for that. If I did, it takes $500 away from our rent, so I'll keep you guys updated on that as well. So $534.66. So I'm just going through and writing all of these bills into my bill column here. I do have it not in order, obviously, of the dates. So the 8th for Wi-Fi here, $85.80. Sorry if the sun keeps also peeking in and out. The weather is being really weird today. Sunny with clouds is always the worst for filming. Cell phones, $207.20. I don't usually do this style of budgeting. I always have it written out and then I just talk through the bills and stuff with you guys. But if you guys like this written out portion and the talk through portion better, please let me know in the comments below, because I will start budgeting like this more often for you guys if you guys like it more. Me just going through it and actually you being able to see me write out all the stuff. So iTunes, I pay this twice. I should actually write that. Times 2, $270, sorry. And then bank fees. Woohoo, on the 31st. And that is $29.90. So you add this up and that is a grand total of $2,199.33. So as you can see, it takes away half of our income there. I know, crazy. But what else is new, right? Expenses down here. We have groceries. Actually, I'm going to zoom you guys in now. Awesome. So I zoomed you guys in. I hope you like it better. Don't look at my janky nails. I have anxiety, and then when I have like really bad anxiety, some days I bite my nails, so they're really bad. Eating out. My husband's spending. My spending. Kids. Household. And other. That's just like a miscellaneous category just for random stuff. So $771.80. this is just what's left over from like subtracting everything else. So that's what we have to work with. That'll be a stretch because we usually spend $1,000. Again, where I live, I have expensive grocery stores, so don't come after me about my budget. It is super expensive, but my husband and I did make garden boxes, so we are going to plant our own vegetables and whatnot, and that's mainly what I eat is meat and vegetables. Mainly vegetables, not meat. So if I can cut the costs of that, I will. So that is what we did. Nothing for eating out, nothing for my husband spending, nothing for my spending. $100 for kids. This is diapers, wipes, all that kind of crap. But we have a little bit of stock in our house, so I don't think we'll go over that. Oh, and formula. My daughter's still on formula, but she is 11 months old. So next month on the 27th of May is her first birthday. So I think we're going to switch to milk depending on what the doctor says at her appointment, if she gets an appointment because of the COVID going on. So I'll go over this. Household is $30 and miscellaneous / other is $50. Grand total of $1,001.80. Now moving on to the top corner is our debt. Super easy. Each one of these credit cards gets $200. So that's that. I also got a question asking why I don't have my Jeep under debt, and that's because I'm just working on the credit cards right now. I have to talk to the bank that we're working with our loan to make extra payments once I'm ready for that, but I'm not ready to pay extra on our Jeep right now. So with just our credit cards we're focusing on right now, that's why I have it just under debt. So that is $600 for our credit cards. So next I would normally put sinking funds here because it's a nice big column, but lately we haven't been putting anything into our sinking funds just because we are saving just in case my husband is off for another month or something like that. So I just have another column here, again a miscellaneous column, but it's different than this. It's going to be for Mother's Day. I don't get my mom anything just because she lives so far away. I don't want to mail her anything, and she honestly doesn't care to get anything. I just make sure to call her every day and make sure that she's loved all the time, and she understands that. She knows I have a family that I need to pay for, and that my husband's kind of been on and off work lately, so she doesn't care to receive anything. So we're doing $20 for my husband's mother because she lives down the road and we see her quite often, so I just want to do something for her. I know my mom doesn't want anything. And then for my baby's birthday, woohoo, I cannot believe she's 1 this month. It's crazy. It's gone by so quick. I wrote $100, but I hope not to spend that much. I'm just going to make a birthday cake myself. Maybe I'll post a picture of it. It's going to be super cute with pink and whatnot. But I just wanted to spend a little extra on some toys for her. She doesn't really need a lot of toys at all. Like, they have a lot of toys, but I want to get a couple things for her as well. Okay, so that is kind of it, you guys. So what I do in the total section here is I write my income, bills, expenses, debt, and other. And then I write the total amounts here, and then it just shows you the remaining amount that you have for that month. This is a nice way of just seeing how your budget is balanced. 199.33. I like having a zero-based budget. I got a question, or maybe a rude comment on my last video, saying that just because it is a zero-based budget doesn't mean I'm doing it correctly, because 10% of my income is going to my Jeep, And yes, I know that. I know my percentiles for all of my stuff, and I know it's ridiculous, but I put my money where it works for my budget. And you do the same for yours, right? Like, nobody can tell you how to do your own budget because that's what makes you feel comfortable. So this is what makes me feel comfortable. So I hope you guys understand the numbers and whatnot. Maybe in a town that you live in, your grocery bill is way smaller, but your gas bill is way higher because of your commute. Maybe you eat out more and you don't have kids, you know? So like everybody's budget is different. It's what works for them, and it doesn't even like matter what your budget is. It just depends what your goals are. So my goals are to pause the debt snowball right now and put money into savings. But with our income being so short this month of $1,000, that means that I don't have any wiggle room at all. So I understand when people don't have any wiggle room because I didn't before. So anything above my husband's $2,000 that he makes will either go into groceries if we need a little bit more groceries, hopefully not, or it will go into savings, which I will add a savings column here. I'll just put we budgeted 0 and then the actual amount that we actually saved that month. So hopefully we will have extra money going to savings. I know it sucks when money's tight. I feel you guys, I understand. Just hopefully we all have our baby step number 1 set in place of saving $1,000. Thankfully, my husband and I have saved up $3,000. So that just makes things feel a lot better. So I hope you guys have liked this video. It was fun actually walking through with you guys and doing it in person, in action. So again, if you guys like this way better, please let me know. It would be nice to know what way you like better. Do you like me already having it written out, talking about it, or do you like me actually showing you step by step and walking through and writing it down? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comments below. I'll get back to you right away. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
If you walking, if you walking, if you walking.